Freak show is everybody coming together and saying, oh, we're going to watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental, what we're going to watch here.
Size different than because he views Jake Paul as a decent boxer. This is not the first time that someone has come out and said this. We've heard Terrence Bud Crawford come out and say that because of the size difference, Tank won't be able to hurt Jake Paul, and that Jake Paul could probably knock him out with one punch.
At the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis news conference, Floyd Mayweather allegedly barged onto the platform and gave Jake a warning. Both sides exchanged abrasive remarks as the news conference became heated. Ahead of the much-discussed confrontation, the angry exchange demonstrated how serious the situation has become between the sides.
Just showing up. Honestly, yeah, just I'm gonna knock him out. You know, he has a lot of flaws in his defense, and I'm gonna expose him. You know, look what a 135 Lamont Roach did to him, and it's just gonna be so much fun for me. I'm so glad that God gave me this moment. I'm Gervonta Tank Davis.
The Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis bout has been quickly written down by many critics as needless and more spectacle than sport. But not everyone shares that opinion. Ariel Helwani expressed a different viewpoint, pointing out that MMA fans frequently applaud these experimental bouts because they are thrilling and engaging. Nevertheless, the same crowds react unfavorably and dismiss comparable crossover events as pointless when they occur in boxing. According to Helwani, this response reveals a disparity in treatment between the two combat sports. Even though the bout doesn't adhere to traditional boxing ideals, he finds it to be quite entertaining.
Generally, I'm sure it'll be a little bit closer, maybe 200 to 150. How much bigger can Tank get? Why would that be somewhat celebrated in MMA, but in boxing it isn't? Do you know what I mean, Pizzi? In MMA, like, we sort of love the freak shows, but in boxing they don't. Why do you think that is? What does that say about us in MMA?
Well, we're a sick bunch of fucks. There's no doubt about that. But I will say,
you agree,
like,
right, or no?
Yeah. Like, the idea of the MMA freak show is everybody coming together and saying, oh, we're going to watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental, what we're going to watch here. I think where people get annoyed with Jake is, like, you know, he even got me. You know what I mean? This guy is the greatest outrage farmer of all time. I saw his tweet and I was like, reading it, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, this is exactly what he fucking wants me to do. You know, like, this is, every time I'm doing this, he's in the game of getting eyeballs, and this is ridiculous. As long as, like, you know, why do I like an MMA freak show? Why would I watch Eddie Hall in an MMA fight against Dylan Dennis? I'd be like, this is fucking ridiculous, and I have to watch it. That's the way I feel about Jake Paul and Davis. I will watch it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's all of us getting together to go to the circus for the evening. I think the reason why there's pushback against it when Jake does it is because Jake, and obviously tactfully, is going like, what are you talking about? This guy's a world champion. I took out Mike Tyson. He's a world champion. And then I'm going to take out Canelo and stuff like this. Like, he's winding us up. He's not agreeing to the stipulation that we're all agreeing on, which is, this is a freak show. This is absolutely mental. As long as we can agree with that, we can all enjoy it collectively.
But do you not think he does agree to that? Do you not think he knows what this is?
No, I do.
Regarding the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis bout, Floyd Mayweather stated that Jake's abilities haven't been put to the test yet, even if the Paul brothers are doing things that others don't understand and letting them do as they please. Jake has never fought someone who embodies what good boxers stand for in the ring, someone with actual experience and exceptional boxing skills.
Like I said before, they know what they're doing. Both brothers. Logan as well as Jake, they know what they're doing, so they're doing.
Fans and boxing experts are divided on Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul's impending fight. Many people believe that this fight is inappropriate and doesn't reflect the essence of professional boxing. Particularly among supporters who have followed Davis's career since his early days, the responses have been intense. For a boxer who is renowned for his devastating knockouts and commitment to the sport, many saw this fight as a step backward. In addition to Jake Paul's history as a YouTuber, the notion that someone like Davis should ever consider such an exhibition is also criticized.
I believe people think that Tank ain't gonna knock out Jake Paul. Like, bruh, I'm gonna tell you exactly how it's gonna go. Jake Paul will go in that ring thinking he has the upper hand, he has the reach, he has the weight. And he gonna go in there confident. Yeah, he might stun Tank a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you, he gonna underestimate Tank. That's exactly what's about to happen. He's gonna underestimate him and his size, and he gonna get crushed. I think this right here is what's gonna end Jake Paul's boxing career. I think that Jake Paul, when you sit here and think about it, the people he fought, I'm not saying they wasn't real fighters, but they just not no Tank Davis. Buddy, I'm telling you, I don't think this is scripted. I think, yes, this is for money, but I think it's like, hey, at your own cost, go in that ring. Y'all know the weight difference. What's going to happen is what's going to happen at the end of the day. I think Tank really go, hey, drop him. He ain't going to understand. Jake Paul ain't going to understand how, but he's about to see it. And on some real stuff, I think Tank setting Jake Paul up. Now, remember when Jake Paul went up against Tyson, he said, you need to fight me. Like, I want to get in the ring with Jake Paul. He disrespected the boxing world by getting in the ring with Tyson and embarrassing him. And, you know, Tank really messed with Tyson. I think he setting him up, bro. Mark my words. I think he like, yeah, come in the ring, boy. We're going to do a friendly, Sammy, you know, a match or whatever. We're going to get this money. He about to embarrass him November 14th. Just because Jake Paul think the boxing world's sweet. He think it's sweet. He think they about to keep taking it easy on him with these fights. All right, I bet you. How much I want to bet? Tank is setting him up. He's finna literally do him so bad just to make an example out of it.
Fans find it difficult to take this fight seriously because of its odd moments. One of them concerns Shakur Stevenson, who gained attention lately following rumors that he sparred with Jake Paul. A lot of his fans turned against him, saying he was endorsing something they already didn't like. Shakur, however, retorted that he finds motivation in the hate and is unaffected by it. His composed response demonstrates his professional maturity. However, the fact that even unconnected boxers are being brought up in this dispute demonstrates how contentious this fight has grown. Drama and social media chatter appear to be more important to people than the event's real athletic merits.
Right? When Turkey was doing all that, like, I don't want no boring Tom and Jerry fights, he came out with a Tom and Jerry hat. And then he fought in a style that is not sustainable for him. And it's not, again, for me, it's not sustainable because fighting like that, if you do that with the wrong one, you'll lose. If you fight how you fight, okay, it's going to be harder to win. But you're putting your own self on the chopping block, trying to appease the crowd or not be Tom and Jerry. It's not sustainable. And even in the Zepeda fight, he got rocked back with a jab and fell into the ropes like that. So you could say I wasn't hurt and all that, but it's still a bad look. It's a bad look. People always talk about Tank, the knee, hair grease thing, but what about Shakur getting rocked into the ropes from a Zepeda jab? Even if you were off balance, you're supposed to be light years ahead of Zepeda skillfully. So to me, that still looks really bad. Like, I've watched 50 fights from Floyd Mayweather, and he's fighting way better than Zepeda level. And Canelo and these guys, they're not punching him into the ropes and he's staggering back. The optics of it look bad. So back to it, Shakur, I feel like he's trying so hard to look unbothered, but he always replies to it so you could tell he's bothered. He's like, man, I got him so mad at me. And I personally, I don't prefer that when people do that. Like, for example, Shakur's like, man, I got him tuned in and thanks for the support. Bro, they're not really supporting you. They're all the comments underneath you saying whatever you said about I get to pick Jake Paul's brain and work with him and all that. Most of them were negative. So you're trying to, like, it's so weird because it reminds me of when I've seen people like celebrities or whatever who they have a
Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney, among other boxers, have also expressed their thoughts. They contend that due of the size disparity, fighting someone like Jake Paul carries needless risk, regardless of how good Gervonta Davis is. Even if there is a significant technical ability disparity, Jake's height and weight could make the bout physically difficult. Fights like this make it difficult to distinguish between legitimate boxing and entertainment, as both Haney and Crawford noted. Their remarks echo the views of many traditional boxing fans, who believe that the sport should continue to be meaningful and competitive rather than merely a show or a financial venture.
Because he views Jake Paul as a decent boxer. This is not the first time that someone has come out and said this. We've heard Terrence Bud Crawford come out and say that because of the size difference, Tank won't be able to hurt Jake Paul, and that Jake Paul could probably knock him out with one punch. We've seen Shakur Stevenson's words say that this is a clown show, that this is a disgrace to boxing, that it's something that he doesn't want to be a part of, but then do everything he can to be a part of it by turning from 2-division, 3-division world champion, former unified champion, and turning himself from that into a damn sparring partner for Jake Paul. So people's words, people's actions are showing that they really, really deep down like this fight. And now you can add Devin the Dream Haney to the list of fighters. And I just find it funny because here's the thing, I disagree with him. I am only interested in this fight because number one, I'm a diehard Gervonta Tank Davis fan, and number two, I don't really like Jake Paul at all. So I would like to see Tank Davis knock his block off. But as far as a competitive standpoint, as far as thinking it's a good fight, as far as loving the fight, nah, bro, I think it's a trash-ass fight. I think Tank Davis is way too good, way too skilled, way too talented to even allow Jake Paul to share the ring with him. That is my opinion. And so as a result, my pick of the fight or my overview and analysis of the fight is the same. If it's a real fight, if this is something that Tank Davis is taking serious, Jake Paul is going to get in that bitch and be a...
Keith Thurman, a former world champion, provided a more impartial viewpoint. He claimed that the people who never miss Gervonta Davis's fights are frequently the same supporters that criticize him. He claims that even though people enjoy complaining, they still listen because Tank never fails to fascinate them. Thurman clarified that controversies of this nature maintains Davis's prominence and demonstrates his impact in boxing. He thinks that people will still watch this fight to see what occurs, regardless of how much criticism it receives. Thurman believes that this demonstrates the strength of Davis's brand. Even his detractors contribute to the success of his battle.
With Tank, first off, don't watch Tank. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You support it, then what you doing? You can't not support and support at the same time, right? So if you're a boxing purist, then this fight with Roach is really more for you. It's going to be more up your alley, you know? If you just like all entertainment, all fights, all hypes, all everything, then you're going to want to tune in to the Tank and Paul show there, you know, because that's all for entertainment. What is it? For entertainment purposes only, right? It's just say like somewhere in the small print of the promotion. For entertainment, don't do this at home, kids. You know, so fine.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. For entertainment purposes only, you know. So, you know, it's money making purpose.